And here's your Weather Extreme video for this Saturday morning, August 1st. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray sitting in for James Spann, who is away on vacation this weekend and will be doing his reports through Tuesday right here. Let's take a look at some lows since midnight across Alabama. Some 50s, just as we expected with the continental air mass in place across the state. 55 at Fort Payne, 59 at Coleman, 63 in Decatur. Birmingham checking in at 67, 63 at Anniston, 64 in Tuscaloosa. These very nice readings brought to us by a trough of low pressure over the eastern United States, bringing in northwesterly flow aloft and propelling that cold front that we've been tracking down to along the Gulf Coast. That front is still south of the I-85 corridor today, and that's where the rain chances will stay. When the meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Calera last night sent up the balloon sounding for Birmingham, the report only came back with 0.67 inches of precipitable water. And I talk about that a lot because in summer, that's where we really look where we're going to see the best chances for showers and thunderstorms to develop. And for central Alabama, that reading is probably very close to as low as you'll ever see for the end of July, 1st of August. We normally would be around 1.6 to 1.8 inches, maybe, and generally in the last week we've been as high as 2.1 inches, but 0.67 inches may be the third lowest reading that I've ever seen in July, according to the climatology from our friends at the Storm Prediction Center. And that again, of course, is thanks to that trough of low pressure. Now, as we go out through time, things don't change much through Tuesday, and certainly through tomorrow. We see almost no rain chances across Alabama. That will begin to change as we move through time. And as we look toward Thursday, we see that the pattern sort of flattens out a little bit, but you see a train of disturbances, those little yellow X's, one moving into Missouri there Thursday, early Thursday morning, another coming into the Rockies, and you can see other troughs and disturbances upstream that will continue to impact much of the weather across the United States. Now we go down to the surface and we look at kind of what's going on later today. You can see showers and thunderstorms across southern Georgia, northern Florida, the Florida Panhandle. There'll be quite a gradient of probabilities of precipitation across the Gulf Coast. Our friends in places like Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, back toward Dauphin Island will remain mainly dry today, while folks from Destin over to Panama City will see higher rain chances. And that same pattern will continue through much of the coming week. As we look into Monday, we see that same pattern continuing. We stay high and dry in central Alabama. Tuesday, we're still high and dry. The front pushes a little further offshore the Gulf Coast. We see moisture levels beginning to return on the backside there in Louisiana, and that is a sign of change. As we move into Thursday, we also saw there in that Tuesday map a cold front approaching from the north, and with moisture levels increasing over Alabama and a front hanging around just to our north, we'll see increasing rain chances. Thursday, according to the GFS, looking pretty wet. Now, the European also agrees with that same theory and predicts that Thursday will be a wet day across Alabama, so we can probably pretty confidently say that there's a fairly high chance of rain on Thursday across Alabama. As we move towards Saturday, the GFS continues with that same trend, thinking that we'll look really wet. The European differs a little bit from that, so we'll see how the two models play out. Here's the meteogram over the next several days from the GFS. Shows us high and dry through Wednesday and into much of Thursday, as a matter of fact, with increasingly hot temperatures across Alabama climbing through the 90s. I don't think we'll see those 100-degree readings that the GFS is printing out for Tuesday. Of course, it's still reality has to set in on that, and we'll see 90s, of course. Low temperatures, though, that we're seeing in the 60s now are going to gradually climb back into the 70s in the future week. And as we move toward the end of the period here, we see that the GFS predicting 1.2 inches of rain for central Alabama. The European, not much different in precipitation totals, but it focuses most of that on Thursday of the coming week. And, of course, you can see the cooler temperatures contemplated by that. We'll end with a look at the tropics, and we'll use a water vapor image to show our disturbance out here in the Atlantic. Centered there about 37.5 degrees longitude there. That system is, sticking its thumb up into the dry air. You can see all that dark black, gray, and orange air over much of the Atlantic, indicating very dry air. And this system is going to have a very hard time coming together as it comes across, but it may serve to be sort of a sacrificial lamb, moistening the atmosphere as the intertropical convergence zone continues to expand and moisture levels increase. We'll see some increasing activity in that part of the Atlantic, although with the El Nino, it doesn't look like we'll see as much tropical development this year as we have been seeing in past years. That's your Weather Extreme video for this Saturday, August 1st. I'm Bill Murray, sitting in for James Spann. We'll be back with another Weather Extreme video tomorrow with Ryan Stinnett. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon.